the climate, motherfuckers be using the word climate. The climate we in, right, with the rappers like you got your Griseldas, your Gibbs, all them the kind of quote unquote underground. Well, I've been listening to these niggas for hella long.
Yep.
Gibbs been like my favorite nigga for hella long.
Yep.
But like this whole a kind of resurgence, I guess you would say, of this kind of shit. How do y'all feel? All right, because we all got partners who say they listen to our shit. We got partners who say they listen to our shit, but they don't really listen to
They
our
don't
shit.
really.
No,
listen.
Right? But then they be like, nigga, you heard a new Benny, nigga? You heard the new
It's
Gibbs,
it's
nigga?
the biggest slap in the
How do
face.
you
It's
feel?
so offensive.
But it's like, nigga, I've been doing this shit for hella long. Nigga, what the fuck? Like, what you talking about? I would like, how do y'all feel about like, one, that initial shit, and then two, having this shit in your pocket ready to drop, and then three, what you want to hear from them niggas? I'm curious.
It's-
Not want to. I'm curious. Is like what them niggas say after this come out, because it's like, nigga, you just playing new Benny shit, and nigga, this shit harder than that. Nigga.
Oh, they knew and fuck with it the whole time.
But it's right in alignment. It's right in alignment though with when you look at what's happening socially. A lot of the rhetoric is just trying to figure out, yo, what the fuck is so different now? Was it Corona? Was it what made George Floyd being murdered on camera different than watching Philando get shot in front of his
Oscar
fucking
Grant.
baby?
You
You
know
know,
what I'm saying?
Oscar. Like what makes any of this different, right? And it's the last thing that people want to hear right now, but it is the matter of just being able to be in on what the popular conversation is. I just want to be a part of something. I want to be a part of something. Let the coolest nigga in the room co-sign it and watch what happens to the masses. And so Hove and them Benny and them got the Hove co-sign. Then it was like, let's go. All bet the whole industry had to roll. The whole industry had to roll with it because of Hove stamped Griselda. And it's like, bruh, like is it as simple as that? Khaled not knowing who the fuck Tyler the Creator was is the most silliest shit in life. And you we the best, nigga. You can't be if you don't know who the best is, bro. Like it just don't work that way. And so you hit something right on the head when you talk about our partners. Like, oh, they listen. You can't. As many as my close friends and family come up ranting and raving about West Side Gun, Benny and Conway. You ain't never listened to my shit for real.
Bro, only nigga I know who consistently listens to my shit as far as my family go is my pops. Like, he the only niggas be hitting me up like, yo, that shit was hard.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
For real.
oh, that shit was hard. He the only one that's gonna hit me up and be like, oh, that shit was clean. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Man, fuck niggas, man.
bro,
That's
niggas
how
don't
I
be listening
feel.
to that shit. But I be tripping off like, man, y'all niggas posting this West Side shit in here. I ain't seen nan nigga post my album, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My song, none of that shit.
It's
you know what
still
I'm saying?
touch and go. Like even with the success in the last couple of days of just people actually going out and pre-ordering, it's still touch and go. They gotta wait. And to niggas don't want to dance by themselves. Like if you know what I mean. Like that one white lady you see dancing at the club by herself. That's my favorite person because she don't give a fuck. It's okay to look.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like waiting for somebody else to like it, and so. But I feel you on that. It's like niggas been barring off. Niggas be like, you still singing? I'm like,
Yeah,
what you
like-
talking? What the fuck is you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
You clearly have not listened to anything.
I put a hella
Like,
shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, when your next shit dropped, last shit I heard was da-da-da. I'm like, nigga, that shit was hella long ago.
But I
Like,
feel like that's why this shit is so special because it's obvious that we all have touched somebody in some type of way to be number one in pre-orders
Yeah.
2 weeks away from a drop. Like they ain't heard no music from this. We have not put out a song yet, and we number
not
one
even
in
a snippet,
pre-orders.
nothing, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I think, you know, to also add to answering your question, I remember watching this interview with 40, and E40 was like, when I was coming up, it was 1,000 niggas rapping, and I'm not the best. I talk about the shit that I love talking about, but the reason that I'm where I'm at and I'm still here is because I didn't quit. And
Nip say that. Hove
Nip
say
say
that.
that too.
The genius is that ain't no genius to it. I just didn't quit. Like this
I'm
the
just consistent. I'm
yeah.
here. I'm still here. I'm present. You know what I mean? And I think that for us, you know, same with the whole like, what's the difference between the George Floyd versus Oscar Grant or Philando Castillo's? It's like why did the straw break the camel's back? It's because it was a million straws under that last straw that got on top of it.
Exactly.
And it's like all these songs we didn't put out, all these trials and tribulations we didn't been through.
Yep.
All these people that we've been saying, please buy my record, you know, be there for me, come to my show. You get to New Parish and there's 30 niggas. You know what I mean? Like, all of that shit is all of the straws under And this is the last straw that's on top of it. Like, hey, if you listen to it, cool. If you don't, cool. This shit hard. I don't know what to tell you. If you, listen, if you sleep, I can't keep trying to wake you up. You know what I mean? Like, this is what it is. And now it's like that level of confidence, that level of asshole is rubbing off. You know, contrary to what people believe. People love assholes. People love the guy who don't give a fuck. People love the guy who just say,
They love the wolves,
they
man.
love the guy who's like, this is who I am. I don't care what you think about me, because humans are naturally pack animals.
And we everything that they wish they could be. When you see niggas not really giving a fuck, you go to the movies and you love Joker because he finally broke and he finally don't give a. But you too scared. I just tweeted that, nigga.
Same
Everybody not
difference.
scared how you scared.
Yeah.
You could be scared at the crib and don't want to do this, don't want to do. We not them niggas.
But
So
people admire that indifference in a way. You know what I'm saying?
they
Like,
love it.
That's been part of your persona forever, nigga. Is you don't give a fuck, and
'Cause
ain't no secret. Everybody gravitate towards it.
Man.
Bruh.
No, the music that we created is lawless. It's anarchy.
Yeah.
It's
I just-
not following the rules of we gotta do hyphy to get heard in the back. You gotta do a commercial song with a
Niggas
singer
made
that-
some music,
No,
and
niggas made music.
and back to Mo's original question, that sort of scenario is extremely similar to why you sent me Kendrick this week, because we were we were talking about last week, like people had the nerve to go, yo, Kendrick been silent during all this shit, fam.
Oh no, we not. One of these days we gonna wake
If
up.
I made blue
Butterfly.
how to pimp a butterfly, bruh, and you had the nerve to write why I've been silent during the fuck out of here. You ain't been listening. You couldn't have been
And
listening.
it's funny. They
That's
call
the
it,
that. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. And it's funny,
Like-
and they caught a picture nigga at a protest.
Yeah.
I sent it to this guy
Yeah.
like,
It's
see,
like you-
look,
you couldn't-
he-
you
you
couldn't
don't even, y'all niggas don't even fucking know. Y'all just talking.
you just saying anything to be saying. It's Dave Chappelle's point in 846. It's like, wait, you worried about some celebrity right now? You can't really care about the content and the art that's being generated because you're looking. Your value is into something that don't have nothing
bro.
to do.
I can't take. I can't take a nigga going. Niggas dying. Niggas is shooting. The president tripping. Coronavirus. Dave Chappelle.
What?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck what Ja Rule
Who the
thinks?
fuck was Ja Rule thinks right now,
Even
nigga?
anything, he
That's
said,
me.
You don't need to hear me.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
It's
Y'all
people that,
talking.
there are people that have dedicated their entire lives to moments like this. Their entire careers is dedicated to being prepared, having information, knowing how to organize, knowing how to delegate, all these different things. Killer Mike has been more than a rapper. So that we can listen to him, but don't shove a camera in fucking Lil Wayne's face and ask me to care what he has to say, because he don't know.
That nigga's
Sicko. He has no idea. And you
nigga-
want to
crazy, bro. The ill shit is like, it's crazy. It's kind of like for me with this shit, like, because everybody be like, I'm in a group chat with partners who it's kind of their first go round with this, like, I want to say fake revolutionary shit, but like it's kind of fake revolutionary shit where it's just like, oh, this is your first time being mad at some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is your first time understanding that this whole shit is some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, we this whole time angry at, oh nigga, man, we gotta do this with our black dollar and we gotta do this shit. All the kind of hate. I'm like, bruh, I think it's different for me because I was raised on that shit, bro. Like, nigga, my pops with the Million Man March. Nigga had me watching Roots in second grade.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he had me later in his 20s. He had me when he was like almost 29.
Yeah.
So that's around the age he kind of got quote unquote woke.
Yeah.
So I'm getting raised in the shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm riding to school every day from nigga 10th grade to senior year. Cause I ain't had no car. Nigga, I was riding. He dropped me off on the way to work, playing Dead Prayers RBG album
man.
every day. That
I
shit
remember you
never left
telling
his
me that
fucking. That shit was in his car for 10 years, nigga. Like I played that shit every fucking day. So it was just like, and even get it rap played in his car, you had to be talking about some shit. You
Exactly.
couldn't just be saying any fucking
Exactly.
thing. You know what I'm saying? You had to be about some early Cube, Public Enemy. I remember that shit. But anything else, I had to go find it. Like, hey, he talking about some political shit down here. He won't listen to it. Other than that, nigga, he not playing that shit. So it's just like that's kind of in my back of my mind. Like niggas gotta be talking about some shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not even some serious ass shit, it gotta be at least gotta make you think about something.
And that's it, and we've been having that conversation a lot lately, and demystifying what it is to be, what flyness is, right? So for a long period of time, flyness is attached to being hella ignorant or not informed or ill informed, better yet, or just not caring about information, and that ain't true. And we got to watch everybody praise Nip and more Nip and repost and all this shit. But he was one of the most informed people walking this planet. Read book clubs and if you really care, join this book club and apply the things he was implementing. Sure. If you want how bad people want to be the hoes and go get fucking informed.
Right.
But in fairness, to attach saying something to just being cool. Like again, what I said, like watching y'all evolve as men, being a norm and y'all make that shit look cool. Like I'm looking forward to fucking being a dad now. I'm looking forward to being a husband. You know what I'm saying? But
slow down, champ.
Grand Pooba style, man.
you know. But no, real shit though. There aren't enough of the positive reinforced influences that make that shit look cool. You know, there is something to be said for that. Like, oh damn, that dude look fly though.
It's fucked up to me because the people that are from the Bay that know us and that tapped into all these different cities we represent, all these different hoods we done been to, how many songs we done put out, shows we done been, connections we have, all of that, for them to not see anybody who doesn't see themselves in us is just not for them. Yeah. Like throwing your pearls in front of swine, I just fully believe that it's not for everybody. That's cool. If you want to take your shirt off and dance with your niggas, do that. Yeah. I'm not taking my shirt off of my niggas. That's not what I'm on. I'm just not on that type of time. So if this ain't for you, then it's cool. Like I'm not about to be preaching to niggas though. If you don't understand that this is my contribution to give back to music and just sonically and lyrically, and I'm with people, and we preaching black power, and then you still don't support dope black shit. Yeah. Then keep doing your. That
say way more about you than it will ever us.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like nigga, do your coon shit. It's good.
Yeah, and that's the brilliance of this, and everybody's temperament. Like, not pressed for nobody to hear it that ain't willing to do the work. Like watching Nas make hip hop. Nas was making hip hop was dead when some of the raw shit was coming out. Now, I'll never forget being that confused by. Okay, and then the more lo-fi backpack niggas you talk to, I don't like that mainstream shit. It's like, bro, you just lazy. Because the most insane music has come out over the last fucking decade that no one knows about. I'm constantly able to have brand new conversations about some shit that came out 10 years ago. It's like, I didn't even know that came out.
Man, I had that shit all the time. Man, when this shit dropped, I'm like, this shit been out, nigga. Like,
and you talking about hip hop is dead. Fuck out of here, bro.
Shit's a trip. I'll tell you, I was watching Howard Day, watching Little Brother perform with my partner, who I've been kicking with since 10th grade. Man. Little Brother came out when I was in 10th grade. And I've been listening to niggas since I was in 10th grade. We all kicked it at the same time. We watching for, hey, who are these niggas, bro? These niggas is hard. I'm like, nigga, I've been listening to shit the whole time I knew you, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, I wasn't listening to this shit.
Bro, he was like, nigga, I was playing nigga some other shit.
Man, but to be the biggest Drake fan, you know, like it happens every day.
I'm for sure the biggest Drake fan.
But again, that's why this project too hits at a perfect time because people are being forced to be a little more introspective these days. You got a lot more time to sit with yourself.
No, they're not being forced. They think it's cool now.
Yeah. So
same thing we were saying with Mo. Like, nigga, we was being called crazy, Malcolm X level type motherfuckers for having the same shit that's cool now.
Right.
Yeah. We've been talking about this shit.
Oh man, niggas shit on East Coast.
Yeah. That's what they say.
You know what I mean? Like niggas been being ridiculed for what is being deemed cool today.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Niggas been going through the shit and standing on our square for years and not letting somebody deter us because most people, whether they want to admit it or not, are a level of follower.
Oh, for sure.
And we just wasn't about to be following shit. We was like, I understand this is what people saying it takes to make it in this region, but we going to keep doing what we doing. And eventually it'll hit, and if it don't, we'll take our show on the road and send it to somebody who actually fuck with it. And I think that those type people, like you were saying, nigga, don't listen to your shit, but the intro about Griselda, it's like Griselda had reached that level of this is cool now. So then people were like, it's cool to talk about this.
And in fairness to Gunn and them, like they talk about the exact same shit we talking about. They're like, bro, like they even to this day with the acclaim and the recognition they get, they still feel slighted and from where they're from in terms of who's putting on for New York now, you know, because it's technically they're Buffalo. So it's like they still have their sort of plight and how they see themselves as the underdog or whatever. But and all this shit is way more revealing about the consumer who's pretending and like sort of posing is way more, and like the person who that shit works where they constantly being promoted to and the phones is being hacked and it's like it's popping up. It's like, oh, we can sell to them because you gonna buy what you think the next person has and what it. That's music is the same way.